Have you ever found yourself helping someone, only to feel drained or even betrayed afterward? It's a feeling many of us know all too well. In this video, we'll uncover 8 types of people you should avoid helping at all costs, including a few that might surprise you. Each example is backed by real-life wisdom and Buddhist teachings that will not only protect your energy, but also guide you toward making more mindful decisions in your relationships. Stay with us until the end to learn how recognizing these toxic behaviors can transform your life and empower you to maintain healthier, more fulfilling connections. Before we begin, I would greatly appreciate your support. If you enjoy this video, please like it to help me continue spreading the teachings of Buddhism. If you haven't subscribed yet, I highly recommend doing so and activating the notification bell to ensure you don't miss any future videos. If you find the topic of this video interesting, please comment with the number 1. If not, comment with a 0 so I can improve and create content that better suits your interests. Now, let's get started. In this profound exploration of Buddhist wisdom, we will unveil 8 types of individuals from whom we should withhold our help, no matter how strong our urge to assist may be. 2 of these revelations may leave you astounded. But before we delve into the heart of the matter, allow me to share a tale that will deeply enhance your understanding of the powerful lesson in this video. Long ago, in a serene and secluded village nestled in the mountains of Japan, there lived a compassionate farmer named Hiroshi. Hiroshi was renowned far and wide for his boundless kindness and unwavering willingness to lend a helping hand to anyone in need. One fateful day, as he tended to his humble barn, Hiroshi discovered a snake entangled in a trap. Despite being fully aware of the inherent danger the snake posed, his heart swelled with compassion, rooted in the teachings of Buddhism that emphasize mercy and empathy towards all living beings. Moved by these teachings, Hiroshi made the courageous decision to rescue the snake, nourishing it back to health and offering it a safe haven to recuperate. As the days passed, the snake gradually regained its strength, and just when it seemed that it was ready to return to the wild, it lashed out and bit Hiroshi, then swiftly slithered away into the underbrush. Stricken by the searing pain and betrayal, Hiroshi was left to grapple with the shock of being harmed by the very creature he had so selflessly aided. In that moment of anguish, he recalled the Buddha's timeless words, "The nature of all beings is as it is. It cannot be changed, only understood." It was then that Hiroshi came to a profound realization. The snake's true nature was to bite, regardless of the compassion it had received. This poignant story, like many of the ancient Buddhist parables, serves as a potent reminder that certain people, much like that snake, are bound by their unchanging nature, regardless of the kindness shown to them. It echoes the Buddha's profound wisdom. Just as the lotus remains pure in the murky waters, the human heart harbors both light and darkness. In our earnest attempts to help, we may sometimes overlook crucial signs, ultimately leading to our own pain and disillusionment. Understanding this truth is vital in navigating our interactions with others. We must recognize that not everyone will cherish our efforts, and some may even exploit them. Think of your energy as a precious reservoir. Some individuals will replenish it, invigorating your spirit, while others will drain it rapidly, like a phone battery overwhelmed by countless apps running simultaneously. Does this resonate with your experiences? We all encounter these energy sappers throughout our journey. Let us now delve into identifying these energy vampires and grasp the critical importance of discerning whom we choose to help, for our own well-being and peace of mind. If you are still watching this video, and find these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Before we dive in, if you find value in the insights we share, please take a moment to give this video a like, hit that subscribe button, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our future content. Now, let's begin. Number 1. The envious. Picture this. You've just hit the jackpot and won the lottery. Who's the first person you'd want to tell? Before you start mentally listing your close friends and family, consider this intriguing statistic. A Harvard University study revealed that 70% of lottery winners find their personal relationships deteriorating after their win. The culprit? Envy. But you don't need to win millions to witness the corrosive power of envy. Whether it's landing that dream job, starting a blissful new relationship, or achieving any milestone that brings you joy, those who harbor envy are always lurking, ready to poison the moment with their disapproval and bitterness. Psychologist Sarah Persai, in her insightful work The Philosophy of Envy, explains that envy stems from the perceived gap between what we have and what we believe we deserve. It's as if we all possess an internal scale of cosmic justice that goes awry when someone else gains something we feel should be ours. Yet, here's something to ponder. Envy isn't inherently negative. In fact, it can be a powerful catalyst for action. As the visionary inventor Thomas Edison once remarked, to invent something new, you need a good imagination and a pile of junk. Now, replace that pile of junk with bad envy, and you've got a recipe that can lead to either remarkable success or catastrophic failure, depending on how it's handled. The critical factor lies in how we manage envy, both our own and that of others. Here's a piece of advice that might seem counterintuitive but is incredibly effective. Keep your achievements and plans under wraps. Yes, you heard correctly. In this age of oversharing on social media, where it seems like nothing is real unless it's posted online, I'm urging you to do the opposite.
Why?
The wise Buddha once said, "Silence is the most powerful answer to many questions." When you prematurely broadcast your plans, your brain releases dopamine, the same feel-good chemical it releases when you actually accomplish something. This can create a false sense of satisfaction, potentially sapping your motivation to see things through. Research published in one of America's leading journals supports this notion, showing that people who kept their goals private were 67% more likely to achieve them compared to those who shared them widely. It's as if the universe plays a sly joke on us. The more we talk about our dreams, the less likely they are to materialize. When you disclose your plans, you're not only grappling with your own psyche but also inviting the psychological responses of others, especially the envious. These individuals can subtly undermine your confidence and derail your progress, often without you even realizing it. As the renowned American writer and playwright Gore Vidal once said, "Every time a friend succeeds, I die a little." This sentiment, when multiplied by the number of people you share your aspirations with, gives you a glimpse into the overwhelming tide of negative energy you might unknowingly invite into your life. In the teachings of Zen Buddhism, every step we take on our journey is viewed as a precious opportunity for growth and self-discovery. As Buddha wisely observed, there is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. When navigating our relationships, particularly with those who harbor envy, we must embody the qualities of water, adaptable yet resilient. Water may appear gentle, but it possesses the remarkable ability to erode even the hardest stone over time. Similarly, our behavior, even when subtle, has the power to influence and transform the attitudes of others. Envy, when approached with wisdom and compassion, can be alchemized into understanding or even admiration. Ultimately, as Zen master Hakuin Ekaku eloquently stated, "All things are empty, but the city is full of all things." This means that you may draw attention to yourself without ever intending to. So, what's the solution? Should we retreat into solitude, guarding our accomplishments like a hermit? Not necessarily. The answer lies in the art of discernment. Napoleon Hill, the celebrated author of Think and Grow Rich, offers sage advice. Keep your dreams away from negative people, because people who don't have their own dreams will discourage you from achieving yours. Think of your dreams and ambitions as a cherished secret recipe. You wouldn't share it with just anyone, would you? Instead, you would reserve it for those you trust implicitly, those who not only support you but also enhance your vision. In keeping with the principles of Zen, when you do choose to share your successes or plans, frame them in a way that inspires rather than provokes envy. Instead of proclaiming, "I just landed an incredible promotion," consider saying, "I'm looking forward to this new challenge at work." The distinction might seem minor, but it can significantly influence how others receive your message and, more importantly, how they react. The ancient Chinese philosopher and Taoism's founder, Lao Tzu, taught us that words hold the power to shape our reality. It's crucial, therefore, to choose your words with care. But how can you identify those around you who might harbor envy? Here are some telltale signs that can help you recognize the envious individuals in your life. First, the reluctant flatterer. Their compliments feel as forced as a strained smile at an awkward family gathering. They may say the right words, but their tone and body language betray their true feelings, leaving you with an uneasy sense that their praise is hollow. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. There are those in life who will never truly acknowledge your accomplishments. These are the professional minimizers, individuals who, no matter the magnitude of your success, will find a way to downplay it. They'll suggest that your achievements are the result of mere chance, dismissing the hard work, dedication, and talent that went into them. To them, your triumphs are nothing more than strokes of luck, trivial and unworthy of admiration. They strip away the significance of your accomplishments, leaving you feeling as if your efforts were in vain. Then, there exists another type of person, the compulsive competitor. These individuals view your successes not as moments to celebrate, but as opportunities to prove their own superiority. When you share your achievements, they immediately counter with tales of how they did it bigger, better, or faster. Your success is never about you. It's always about how they outshone you. They turn every victory of yours into a reminder of their own perceived greatness, leaving you in the shadow of their boastful claims. It's as if your achievements only serve to fuel their endless need to prove themselves superior. Even more insidious is the hidden saboteur. These people present themselves as your biggest supporters, offering words of encouragement and public praise. Yet, behind closed doors, they are quietly plotting your downfall. They'll smile to your face, all the while working to unravel your plans and destroy your progress. Their betrayal is subtle and concealed, making it all the more painful when it comes to light. They embody the ultimate deception, making you question your judgment and trust in others. Another figure to be wary of is the information collector. These individuals appear eager to learn more about your plans and achievements, but their curiosity is not born out of genuine interest. Instead, they seek out details to find weaknesses they can exploit or to steal your ideas for their own gain. They are like vultures, circling and waiting to pick apart your plans. They are not allies but predators, ready to pounce on any vulnerability you may reveal. Understanding and recognizing these patterns is the first critical step in protecting yourself from their damaging effects. But it's not enough to merely recognize them. You must also develop what I refer to as a bamboo mind. Bamboo is remarkable in its ability to endure harsh conditions by bending in the wind without breaking. Similarly, you can learn to transform the adversities thrown your way into sources of inner strength and resilience. Zen philosophy teaches us that every obstacle, no matter how daunting, is an opportunity for personal growth and self-improvement. When others project their envy onto you, use it as motivation to rise even higher and push further along your path. Remember, your value is not determined by the success or failures of others. It's a personal, intrinsic quality that no one can take away from you. Comparing yourself to others is a dangerous game. As Theodore Roosevelt aptly warned, comparison is the thief of joy. Your journey is your own, and it should be guided by your personal goals, desires, and aspirations. Zen Buddhism emphasizes that the path to enlightenment is a solitary one. Each person must walk their own journey. Zen master Shunryu Suzuki put it best when he said, "Each of us must cross our own ocean by ourselves." It's a reminder that your progress is unique to you, and only you can define its value. Envy, when directed toward you, is often a reflection of others' deep-seated insecurities and fears. When you notice envy in someone's eyes, take a moment to smile, not out of malice or superiority, but with a sense of compassion and understanding. That envy is a sign that you are on the right track, making waves that others wish they could emulate. In the spirit of Zen, respond with empathy, recognizing that their jealousy is not truly about you, but about the struggles and dissatisfaction they feel within themselves. By maintaining this perspective, you can continue on your journey with a clear mind and an open heart, unburdened by the negativity of others. In essence, being careful about whom you choose to share your victories and aspirations with is not about being selfish or arrogant. It's about safeguarding your energy, preserving your motivation, and protecting yourself from the corrosive effects of toxic envy. The next time you're bursting with excitement over a new achievement or a thrilling plan, take a moment to pause, breathe deeply, and hold that joy close to your heart like a cherished treasure. Choose to share it only with those who will genuinely celebrate your success. Remember, the most profound triumphs are those that others notice without needing an announcement. Let your accomplishments speak for themselves, for in the end, actions resound more powerfully than words and are far less likely to incite envy. Now, let's talk about the second type, the manipulators. This particular group poses a unique challenge because these individuals are masterful in the art of manipulation. They expertly exploit the goodwill of others, twisting genuine offers of help to serve their own selfish agendas, all while showing no intention of returning the favor or making any real effort to improve. Imagine playing a game of chess where your opponent has the secret ability to move your pieces without your knowledge. This is the insidious strategy of an experienced manipulator. If you're only just beginning to realize that someone like this might be lurking in your environment, don't be alarmed. Today, we'll dive into how to identify their subtle tactics and arm ourselves against their deceptive maneuvers. Zen master Shunryu Suzuki wisely said, "The most important thing is to find a balance between calm and action." When dealing with a manipulator, it's essential to maintain your composure while staying keenly aware of your own actions. Manipulators thrive on manipulating our emotions to further their own goals. In Zen, we are taught that awareness is the key to discerning the true nature of reality. We must be vigilant of our thoughts and emotions, ensuring we don't get swept away in their manipulative games. But why do some individuals seem to have a natural talent for manipulation? Psychology offers some fascinating insights into this phenomenon. Research conducted by one of the leading universities in the United States reveals that individuals with narcissistic and Machiavellian tendencies are more prone to manipulating others. It's as though they possess an internal GPS calibrated to find the quickest route to their own desires, regardless of whom they trample along the way. This doesn't mean you should become paranoid and distrust everyone, but it's crucial to develop a keen sense of awareness, your own personal radar, to detect these emotional pirates. Renowned psychologist and author Robert Cialdini, in his book Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion, emphasizes that the best defense against manipulation is knowledge and awareness. Think of your emotional well-being as a fortress that you must defend at all costs. Manipulators are like invaders, seeking to breach your walls and take control. Without a robust defense system, they'll soon be comfortably seated in your life, dictating your actions while casually taking advantage of your generosity. So, how can you identify a manipulator in your midst? Here are some warning signs to watch out for. Excessive flattery. Manipulators often shower you with praise to lower your defenses and gain your trust. Be wary of compliments that feel over the top or insincere. Guilt tripping. They frequently use guilt as a weapon, making you feel responsible for their problems or obligations. If you find yourself constantly feeling guilty around someone, it may be a sign of manipulation. Playing the victim. Manipulators love to position themselves as the victim in every situation, garnering sympathy and using it to manipulate others into doing their bidding. Inconsistency. They often give mixed signals or change their stories, creating confusion and keeping you off balance. This inconsistency is a tactic to control the narrative and maintain the upper hand. Pressure to decide. Manipulators push you to make decisions quickly, without giving you time to think. They know that a rushed decision is more likely to be in their favor. By recognizing these behaviors, you can begin to take back control and protect yourself from their influence. Stay calm, stay aware, and remember that your emotional well-being is worth defending. The emotional chameleon. Some individuals seem to change their personalities as quickly and unpredictably as a teenager's shifting moods. These are the emotional chameleons, people who constantly alter their behavior depending on who they're with, molding themselves to fit what they believe others want to see. They might be one person with you and someone entirely different with another. Their need to adapt is so intense that it's almost as if they lose their true selves in the process. As Zen Master Dun wisely observed, every moment is invaluable. Don't waste it on superficial games. These individuals, in their constant shifting and shape-shifting, often miss the essence of the present moment, lost in their need to please others rather than being authentic. Recognizing an emotional chameleon can help you avoid being pulled into their web of superficiality and insincerity. The gaslighting expert. Among the most insidious manipulators are those who engage in gaslighting, making you question your very perception of reality. These experts of psychological manipulation will say things like, "Are you sure it happened that way? Maybe your memory is just a bit off. Perhaps you should take something to help with that." Their goal is to make you doubt your experiences, your memories, and eventually your sanity. This subtle, yet powerful, form of manipulation is designed to destabilize you and make you dependent on their version of the truth. Zen philosophy teaches us that while reality can be subjective, the truth resides within us. We must learn to trust our intuition and resist the attempts of others to distort our perception. When you encounter such tactics, take a step back, breathe deeply, and reflect carefully to ensure that you're not falling prey to this type of psychological warfare. The sniper of low self-esteem. Then, there are those who seem to specialize in making you feel small, often with comments that seem innocuous at first but are actually designed to chip away at your confidence. These snipers of low self-esteem might say things like, "Are you really going to wear that? Well, if you feel comfortable, I guess." On the surface, it might seem like a simple remark, but the intent is to plant seeds of doubt in your mind. These individuals seek to undermine your self-worth, often because they are trying to distract from their own insecurities. When dealing with this type of person, it's crucial to cut the conversation short and set clear boundaries. Reacting immediately and decisively prevents these comments from taking root and growing in your mind. Remember that your self-worth is intrinsic and not something others have the right to question. From a Zen perspective, developing inner strength and tranquility is vital. As Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh taught, without inner peace, it's impossible to find outer peace. When we are calm and centered within ourselves, we are less likely to be thrown off balance by the negativity of others. Through practices like meditation and mindfulness, we can learn to observe our thoughts and emotions without attachment, allowing us to respond consciously rather than react impulsively. The ungrateful. Finally, let's talk about the ungrateful, the people who seem to have a bottomless pit where their heart should be. No matter how much you give, no matter how generous you are, it's never enough for them. Imagine you're at a lovely restaurant, enjoying a meal with friends, and suddenly, someone at the next table is loudly complaining about everything. The food, the service, even the color of the napkins. That person is a classic example of the ungrateful, always finding something to criticize, never appreciating what they have. In the teachings of Buddhism, there's a saying, "Everything is in the mind." What makes some people eternally dissatisfied? Psychology offers some interesting insights. According to a study conducted by the University of California, individuals with low self-esteem are often less capable of feeling gratitude. It's as if they have a mental filter that only allows negativity to pass through, blocking out all the positive aspects of life. This doesn't mean you should cut off everyone who forgets to say thank you. But it's important to recognize when someone is consistently abusing your kindness. As the famous entrepreneur Richard Branson once said, "Treat your employees as you want them to treat your best customers." This advice can extend to all relationships. Think of gratitude as a plant. It needs to be watered and nurtured to grow. If you find yourself constantly giving your time, energy, and resources to someone who never reciprocates or appreciates your efforts, it might be time to reconsider whether you're cultivating in the right garden. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Have you ever encountered someone who seems to treat effort as if it were a contagious disease? These are the individuals who always find a way to avoid doing anything productive, as though the couch is their natural habitat and the remote control is an extension of their hand. Welcome to the curious world of the lazy, the masters of the art of doing nothing, who inadvertently teach us some of the most valuable lessons about productivity, or rather, the lack thereof. Picture this. You're in the middle of an important work meeting, and someone casually says, "I couldn't finish the report because my cat ate my motivation." Yes, you've just witnessed a professional lazy person in action, offering up yet another creative excuse for their lack of progress. But what is it that makes some people seem like they have a PhD in procrastination? Science offers some intriguing explanations. According to research from one of the leading universities in the United States, laziness may actually be an evolutionary strategy to conserve energy. It's as if our caveman ancestors passed down a save energy mode gene to us, a mechanism that was crucial for survival when we needed to conserve energy to flee from predators. However, in today's world, where the dangers we face are more psychological than physical, this energy-saving strategy often backfires, leading to procrastination and unproductiveness. William James, one of the most influential psychologists of the 20th century, once said, "Nothing is so fatiguing as the eternal hanging on of an uncompleted task." This sentiment resonates deeply with the Zen teachings on mindfulness and being fully present in the moment. Zen master Shunryu Suzuki expressed it well when he said, "The beginner's mind has many possibilities, while the expert's mind has few." Laziness is often a manifestation of a reluctance to engage fully with the present moment. When we assume we already know everything about a task or subject, we stop investing the energy and attention we did when we first approached it with a fresh perspective. This is why, in Zen practice, we are encouraged to fully commit to every action, no matter how trivial it may seem. This concept is beautifully illustrated by the story of a Zen monk who, every day, meticulously swept the path around the monastery. When asked why he dedicated so much time and care to such a seemingly mundane task, he simply replied, "When I sweep the path, I also sweep my mind, leaving it clear and clean." His daily ritual wasn't just about keeping the monastery grounds tidy. It was about cultivating a clear and focused mind, free of distractions and clutter. Laziness, in this light, can be seen as a resistance to fully engaging with life's tasks, a way of avoiding the mindfulness and presence required to bring our best selves to every moment. When we allow ourselves to be lazy, we are not just avoiding work. We are avoiding the opportunity to clear and strengthen our minds through focused action. So, what can we learn from the lazy? Perhaps the most important lesson is the value of presence and commitment. The next time you find yourself tempted to procrastinate or avoid a task, remember the Zen monk and his sweeping. Approach your tasks, however small, with full attention and care, knowing that in doing so, you're not just completing a chore, you're cultivating a stronger, more focused mind. And if you ever catch yourself starting to slack off, ask yourself if you're avoiding the task because you think you already know how to do it. Reconnect with your beginner's mind, and you may find that the task becomes less daunting and more meaningful. In the end, laziness is less about a lack of energy and more about a lack of engagement. By embracing mindfulness and the Zen practice of full commitment, we can transform even the most mundane tasks into opportunities for growth and clarity. So let's sweep away our mental cobwebs and approach our daily responsibilities with the same diligence and care as that Zen monk, knowing that each action we take with presence and intention brings us one step closer to inner peace and fulfillment. So, rather than enabling others' laziness, we can guide them to fully engage with their actions, teaching them that every moment and every task is an invaluable opportunity for practice and growth. Recognizing and choosing not to support those who consistently avoid effort is an act of compassion both for ourselves and for them. As Buddha wisely said, "You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger." The same can be said for laziness. Avoiding effort and responsibility doesn't just lead to temporary relief, but to long-term suffering and stagnation, both for the person who is lazy and for those who inadvertently support their behavior. But how do we spot a chronically lazy person? Here are some telltale signs. 1. The king of excuses. These individuals seem to have an endless supply of excuses, more abundant than a cat has lives. They might say things like, "I couldn't go to the gym because my plant needed me to sing to it so it would grow." In Buddhism, excuses are seen as illusions that distance us from true understanding. As Zen master Shunryu Suzuki once said, "The most important thing is to know that you have the nature of a Buddha, and that means nothing limits you." By hiding behind excuses, These individuals limit their potential and create unnecessary barriers to growth. 2. The "I'll do it tomorrow" expert. For these people, tomorrow is like a magical place where all their pending work gets done. But in reality, that tomorrow never arrives. As Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh teaches, the future depends on the present. If we take good care of the present moment, the future will take care of itself. Continually postponing tasks is a way of avoiding the present, leading to a pile-up of responsibilities and a constant sense of anxiety. The lazy multitasker. These individuals seem to pride themselves on doing everything at once, though none of it effectively. They might be watching a TV series, scrolling through social media, and complaining about their workload simultaneously. If they channel that energy into focused productivity, they might solve global problems. In Zen teachings, the unity of mind and action is paramount. There's a Zen saying that captures this perfectly: when you walk, walk. When you eat, eat. Multitasking, especially when it's born out of laziness, disperses our energy and prevents us from fully engaging with life. The shortcut seeker. These individuals are always on the lookout for the easiest way to get things done. If there were an app that could breathe for them, they would be the first to download it. In Buddhism, seeking shortcuts is often seen as chasing illusions. As Zen master Dogen said, "The way is perfect and omnipresent." As soon as you stop searching, you realize you're where you're supposed to be. Shortcuts may seem appealing, but they often lead us away from the depth and richness of the path we're meant to walk. The procrastinator. For procrastinators, the alarm clock is more of a suggestion than a call to action. 5 more minutes, they say, and before they know it, an hour has passed. In Buddhist philosophy, while time itself may be an illusion, our responsibility to each moment is very real. We might joke about procrastination, but in reality, it's a way of avoiding the challenges and growth opportunities that each moment presents. While I'm not suggesting you cut ties with everyone who enjoys a nap over a workout, it's important to remember that surrounding yourself with lazy individuals can make it all too easy to slip into similar habits. By understanding these behaviors and recognizing them in others, and perhaps even in ourselves, we can begin to address laziness with compassion and clarity. Encourage those around you to embrace each moment and task as a chance to grow, rather than an opportunity to avoid. And remember, in the end, our actions, or lack thereof, shape the course of our lives. As motivational speaker Tony Robbins wisely put it, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This underscores the importance of choosing your company carefully, because if you surround yourself with negativity and unproductive behavior, you might find yourself becoming the only healthy tooth in a mouthful of cavities. It's crucial to be selective about where you invest your time and energy, especially when it comes to helping others. In summary, while it's natural to want to help those around us, we must be mindful of whom we offer our energy to. The goal isn't to withhold assistance from everyone, but to approach our efforts with wisdom and discernment. This way, we ensure that our help is both meaningful and beneficial to both us and those we support. Now, let's explore the 5th type, the irresponsible. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 4 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Have you ever encountered someone who seems to navigate life as if it were a game with no consequences? These are the irresponsible, masters of evading commitments and experts at shifting blame to anyone but themselves. Picture yourself on a boat that's suddenly taking on water. While you and the rest of the crew are frantically trying to plug the hole and bail out the water, you notice someone lounging casually on the deck, saying, "Not my problem. I didn't make the hole." That, my friend, is irresponsibility in its purest form. When we try to help someone who exhibits this behavior, we often find ourselves caught in a frustrating cycle. Despite our best efforts, our support rarely leads to meaningful change. The irresponsible individual, true to their nature, consistently avoids taking responsibility and possesses an almost Olympic-level talent for blaming others when things go wrong. If something falls apart, even if it has nothing to do with your actions, you might find yourself unfairly blamed. This can be not only unjust, but also incredibly damaging, both emotionally and in terms of your reputation. Engaging with irresponsible people can drain your energy and leave you feeling defeated. They are often quick to point fingers, making you the scapegoat for their failures. This can lead to a toxic dynamic where your goodwill and efforts are not only unappreciated but turned against you. It's important to recognize this pattern early on and set clear boundaries to protect yourself from the fallout of their actions. Being around irresponsible individuals can also have a ripple effect on your own life. Their lack of accountability can lead to additional burdens being placed on your shoulders, as you might feel compelled to pick up the slack or correct their mistakes. Over time, this can cause significant stress and strain on your relationships and personal well-being. So, how do you deal with the irresponsible? The first step is to acknowledge their behavior for what it is, a refusal to take responsibility for their own actions. Once you recognize this, it becomes easier to detach emotionally and avoid getting caught in their blame games. Set boundaries to protect yourself from being unfairly burdened with their problems. Offer help if you feel it's truly warranted, but do so with caution and clear limits. Ensure that your assistance doesn't enable their irresponsibility or allow them to avoid the consequences of their actions. Ultimately, the best approach is to focus on those who are willing to take responsibility for their lives and are committed to making positive changes. These are the people who will truly benefit from your support and who will appreciate and reciprocate your efforts. By being mindful of who you help and how you help them, you can ensure that your energy is invested wisely and that your efforts lead to meaningful, positive outcomes for both you and those you assist. Therefore, when navigating interactions with individuals of this nature, it's crucial to proceed with great care and thoughtful deliberation. One of the most effective approaches involves gently encouraging them to contemplate their behaviors and the ripple effects they create. Rather than swooping in to resolve their issues, we can guide them toward cultivating self-reflection and the ability to manage their own lives. Esteemed American neuroscientist Richard Davidson has illuminated the remarkable plasticity of the human brain, revealing its capacity for transformation and growth even well into adulthood. This knowledge brings a beacon of hope, suggesting that change is possible, though these individuals often require a substantial nudge. Sometimes, a nudge as monumental as moving a mountain. As the iconic Nelson Mandela once proclaimed, education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. Here, education transcends mere academic learning. It embodies the wisdom to take ownership of one's actions and glean valuable lessons from mistakes. Engaging with those who shirk responsibility becomes an exercise in profound patience and unwavering self-restraint. Philosopher Bertrand Russell astutely observed, "Many of the world's problems arise because the ignorant are completely sure, while the intelligent are full of doubts." This sentiment resonates deeply within the teachings of Buddhism, where it is often said that offering help to others leads to enlightenment, provided that the assistance is offered with discernment. So, the next time you find yourself facing a perpetually irresponsible individual, take a moment to inhale deeply. Remember that at least you possess the wisdom to question whether your continued support is truly beneficial to them, or if it's merely enabling their behavior. Number 6. The eternal critic. These individuals possess an uncanny ability to find flaws in every scenario, in every person they encounter. From critiquing your fashion choices to nitpicking how you perform your job, care for your home, or nurture your family, their disapproval knows no bounds. Identifying these relentless critics is as easy as tuning into their conversations, which are typically steeped in negativity and drenched in destructive commentary. If this strikes a chord, you likely have a chronic critic casting a shadow over your life. Interacting with them can feel like traversing a treacherous emotional battlefield. Despite your best intentions, they will always seem to find a way to dismantle them with their razor-sharp criticisms. What drives them to behave this way? Studies indicate that chronic critics often wield criticism as a tool to exert power, maintain control over others, and mask their deep-seated insecurities. It's as if they wear glasses that filter out everything positive, leaving them with only the flaws to focus on. To counterbalance their pervasive negativity, it's essential to anchor yourself in a calm and composed mindset. Zen master Tyson Deshimura wisely remarked, "True strength lies in a calm mind." Resist the urge to internalize their critiques, recognizing that their words often reveal more about their inner turmoil than about any shortcomings of yours. Strive to steer conversations toward uplifting topics or constructive solutions. Sometimes, simply shifting the subject can serve as a powerful defense against their verbal onslaughts. While constructive criticism can indeed foster personal growth, chronic criticism only serves to chip away at your self-esteem and erode your confidence. By setting firm boundaries and maintaining a positive outlook, you can shield yourself from their corrosive influence and cultivate a more supportive, constructive atmosphere around you. Number 7. The narcissist. Have you ever encountered someone who seems to have a mirror where their soul should be? Welcome to the perplexing world of narcissists, individuals whose self-adoration occupies the highest pedestal in their lives. Imagine trying to fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool with just a single glass of water. That's how futile it can feel to try and satisfy a narcissist's insatiable ego. But take solace in knowing that you're not alone on this bewildering journey. Studies from a prominent American university have revealed that approximately 6% of the population exhibits strong narcissistic traits. This statistic means that you've likely encountered one or more individuals with these characteristics at some point in your life. But how do you recognize these people? Imagine someone who behaves as though the entire universe revolves around them, as if the sun rises each morning solely to spotlight their presence. These are the narcissists, the people who have an incredible ability to hijack any conversation, steering it back to their accomplishments, no matter how irrelevant or trivial their contributions might be. Psychologically speaking, opportunists often exhibit a combination of low empathy and high opportunism, making them adept at manipulating situations to their advantage without concern for others' feelings or well-being. Buddhist master Chogyam Trungpa emphasized, "True compassion is selfless and expects nothing in return." This profound truth highlights the importance of recognizing the difference between genuine compassion and the misguided effort to support someone who only seeks to take advantage. Learning how to identify and manage interactions with opportunists is vital for safeguarding your emotional well-being and fostering healthier, more balanced relationships. Indeed, a healthy relationship is built on a foundation of both giving and receiving. But when you find yourself constantly giving without receiving anything in return, it's a clear signal that it's time to reevaluate the situation. Continually investing your energy and efforts into people who fail to appreciate your contributions can lead to emotional exhaustion. It is far wiser to channel that energy into relationships where your actions are acknowledged and valued. As the Japanese Zen master Ikkyu poignantly stated, "Life is too short to waste it with people who can't see your light." This wisdom serves as a reminder that your time and energy are precious, and they should be invested in relationships that are mutually fulfilling, where your presence is not only recognized but cherished. Don't allow opportunists to dim your light. Instead, seek out connections where your contributions are reciprocated and your worth is truly appreciated. As we wrap up this video, I want to leave you with a question that I hope will spark some deep reflection. Take a moment to really ponder it before you respond. Here it is. Imagine for a moment, how different would your life be if you had the ability to instantly recognize the behaviors and traits we've discussed today in the people around you? Consider how this awareness might influence your relationships, your decisions, and even your own sense of peace and well-being. Think about the potential impact. Would it make you more cautious, more selective in the company you keep, or perhaps more compassionate and understanding towards others? How might it change the way you navigate your daily interactions? And what ripple effects could this newfound awareness have on your overall life experience? If this question resonates with you, I encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Your perspective could be the key that unlocks a new way of thinking for someone else. You never know, your insight might inspire others to take a closer look at the people in their lives, and in doing so, help them cultivate healthier, more fulfilling connections. So, take a moment to reflect. And if you feel moved to do so, share your answer. Let's create a community of shared wisdom and support. After exploring these 8 types of people and the lessons they teach us, what have you learned so far? We'd love for you to share in the comments one thing you've learned from this video that you plan to bring into practice in your life. Your insights could inspire others on their own journey of self-awareness and growth. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more wisdom-filled content. Remember, your energy is precious. Use it wisely. Until next time.